The poem Graft by Keki and Daruwalla depicts the evil of bribery, which is rampant in this country today, and which was now gone far beyond the dimensions which it had in the days when Daruwalla wrote this poem. Daruwalla begins this poem with a brief picture of a court official who sits outside the court premises to draft documents requiring a magistrate's attestation to acquire a legal validity. The narrator in this poem, who may be Daruwalla himself or somebody else, knowing the procedures by means of which illegal documents may be turned into legal ones. There are all sorts of methods, even to change the very facts of a case by rewriting them and having them attested by a magistrate through his clerk, whom the magistrate has necessarily to trust. The narrator says that he has to take out some money from his pocket in order to hand it over to the notary or the scribe who is to draft a particular document and then have it attested by the competent authority. The notary or scribe in this poem is evidently a bribe taker, though he may not be given to any other bad habits. He may not be a habitual drinker. He may not have any desire to seduce women who want any false documents, and he may not be a gambler. He may even be a handsome, polite family man whose wife thinks that he works overtime in order to make some extra money for her and the children. Dishonesty takes many forms, says the narrator in this poem. A dishonest man may adulterate oils, he may make tablets of chalk and sell them as medicinal tablets to cure certain diseases. He may sell meat which has already become infected and therefore dangerous. He may sell stale and stinging fish. That is not all. If a priest is given enough bribe, he would perform some sort of ritual in order to declare even the child of an illicit sexual union as a perfectly legitimate child. The priest may even perform a marriage ceremony between a non Jew with the daughter of a Jewish priest. And the pity of all it is that it is not only the bad looking fellows who indulge in such corrupt practices prevail among even those who would normally perform good deeds, such as stopping their cars in order to stop a fight going on between a couple of youngsters. There are people considerate enough not to insist on having a sexual intercourse with wives who are not well enough for the purpose. Even such decent chaps do not shrink from adopting dishonest and corrupt methods to achieve their ends. A dishonest transaction is not the only form of corruption. A man may have a certain dignity about him, and he may create a favorable impression by his looks and his demeanor. But he may actually be a corrupt fellow, willing to accept a bribe to carry out a foul task in order to benefit the bribe giver. The bribe takers are men without any conscience. They do not feel deterred by the fear of consequences. Their destiny is, in their opinion, already inscribed on the lines of their palms, which indicate their long lives and the large number of children which they would beget. Saturn and Jupiter seem to be favorable towards them, and the mere acceptance of bribes by them would not alter their destiny, which seems to be favorable to them in every conceivable way.